Alright, so we want to do a brief review on how to calculate density. We'll use this simple rock here, show you the steps to go through to find its density. First of all, simply take the rock, or any object for that matter, set it on the scale, make sure that our measurement is in fact in grams, and then record that data, record that information. We'll be using that later on. Second step then would be to use a graduated cylinder to calculate its volume. However, most objects are going to be way too big to fit inside the graduated cylinder. They've got irregular shapes to them, too many nooks and crannies, makes it difficult to do and use a graduated cylinder every time. So instead, we'll go ahead and use what's called an overflow can. You want to make sure your overflow can is completely filled with water by pouring in enough water until you get just a little bit of a trickle to come out of the overflow can. We'll have to wait now until it's done dripping to guarantee that that is completely filled. Once it stops dripping, as it appears to be slowing down now, but once it stops dripping, we'll dump that extra water out that's in the beaker right here, completely empty it, and then we'll go ahead and submerge our object in the overflow can. When you do this step, you want to be very careful not to let any water splash or let your fingers go into the water as well too, because anything that goes into this water will be displaced and be represented by the water flowing out of that can. Go ahead and catch and collect all that water in our beaker. Again, we've got to wait for all those drips to drop. Of course, because the beaker on this side here measures at a minimum 100 milliliters, our rock is nowhere near that. We'll go ahead and use a graduated cylinder. We'll fill the graduated cylinder with the displaced water. Right there's our measurement. We'll want to get down at eye level to make that measurement and record exactly how much water is in there, whether it be milliliters or cubic centimeters. Either one, they equal the same thing. Now we go back, we calculate our mass, or we find our mass in grams, and we've got our volume here as well too. We'll go ahead and divide mass by volume, and that'll give us our density calculations in grams per cubic centimeters or grams per milliliter, whichever you choose.